Welcome back to Super Chocobo World, the pixelated universe designed around the completion of the collection log. Thanks to the help of Tedious's generate task spreadsheets, each level is completely random and increases in difficulty as I progress forward through each stage. Previously on Super Chocobo World, I went back to Barbarian Assault and got another piece of the penance gear, the penance gloves. Then I stirred up some trouble brewing. I'll admit that one was pretty bad. Last but not least, I picked up a Malediction Shard 1 from the Chaos Fanatic at 70 kill count. I still need the other 2 shards from the Crazed Archaeologist and Scorpia, but maybe in the future we'll be able to finish this thing off. I'm pretty sure most people don't even know what Fossil Island notes are. The TLDR version of this is you need to complete the quest Bon Voyage and gain access to Fossil Island. On Fossil Island, there are these stone chests which contain these Fossil Island notes at a 1 in 3 rate. Essentially, either you will get damaged by the chest, take 0 damage and nothing happens, or you'll get the notes. So on average, per page, it's about 300 Noom lights. Now keep in mind, this task is very easy. It does not get more difficult depending on how many of these pages you have completed, because you cannot get duplicates, so it's very different than the ancient pages, and honestly, I think I'm just going to go ahead and complete all of the pages at once the next time I get this task. If you have any suggestions on how I should acquire all of the Numelite required for all the other 9 pages, feel free to leave me a comment below. I personally was thinking of just doing some herbivore for a shot at pet. I think that would be a really cool clip if I did happen to get it. However, it would probably be very unlikely, but you never know. The Tithe Farm minigame. I can confidently say that this minigame is pretty much not fun for anyone, unless there's something wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding, but it's actually not that fun of a minigame at all, and it's very click-intensive relative to the rewards that you can get. I guess you can grind out farming experience here, however, with the way farming is now, you don't really need to do it other than for these rewards. There are a total of 6 uniques in the collection log, and one of them I already do own thanks to my maxing series, the Seed Box. Since this is an elite task episode, I really want to just get all the way to that elite task as fast as possible. Therefore, I'm going to get the cheapest of all of the Tithe Farm uniques that I still need, the Farmer Boots. The Farmer Boots aren't very useful on their own. They do give a small % increase in farming XP, but it's not probably worth me switching to them. Maybe I'll use them if I ever go back to doing post 99 farming experience for some random reason. However, I doubt it, so we'll wait and see, but let's go ahead and get that 50 points in the Tithe Farm. So for those of you actually looking at the background footage, I did mess up the Tithe Farm a couple of times. I have a couple live clips of it where I just kind of rage because it is kind of difficult to remember how to do it, and I had my Twitch chat helping me, so here's another horrible experience I had at the Tithe Farm when first starting again. You water at the same time? Oh no! Ah! No! Don't you dare die on me. I swear to God, I will lose my marbles. No, I misclicked. No, please. Oh, no. And that is the end of the Tithe Farm. I absolutely hate this minigame, as you all know. And I still will always hate it, and I'm not looking forward to doing more of it, and I will never offer to do all of it at once, because I would actually have to quit RuneScape if that was the case. Onward we go. Well, it looks like we're heading back to the Grotesque Guardians. I either need the Granite Gloves, the Granite Hammer, or the Black Tourmaline Core, which is a 1 in 500, 1 in 750, or a 1 in 1000 respectively. However, you do have 2 chances at each drop, so just divide those numbers by 2. I also could get the Jar of Stone and Pet, as I mentioned before, but those do not count, so let's hope we don't get them. I don't really want to go over my setup too much for these guys, because I already had a whole video on that, as well as I displayed all of the different stats. Just as a refresher, that's episode number 4. If you haven't checked out that episode yet, feel free to go back and look at it after this video, of course. And, yeah, you'll see what my first item was, which was totally not the granite ring that you saw earlier in the collection log. Oh! I've heard Jagex plans on reworking this boss. They definitely don't feel very rewarding, and it's kind of frustrating when this lady heals. It's pretty amusing because there's actually no audio footage of that except for the very end, so it's quite funny. Oh, okay. Oh, we're done! Oh, yes, baby! Oh, yeah! Oh, we're out of here! Yee! Sorry for your ears, fellas. I still tried to make this quiet. It always is so distorted. I was very happy to get another unique from this place. I absolutely hate Grotesque Guardians. I hope that they change them soon. I am very thankful to have 2 of the uniques and only 77 kills. The Granite Hammer doesn't really have a use for me, but I actually really like the look of it. Definitely will stay in my bank, and it's also worth almost $1 mil. I think they're best in slot for Pures or something. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments whatever people use this thing for, because I have no clue. Now back to the overdramatic live commentary. Ah, yes. 77 KC. 2 unique items. What are these bad boys called? The Grotesque Guardians. Only 2 uniques remain. Whew! Feels good. Get a new champion scroll. Well, you might be wondering why this is an elite task, and here's an explanation for you. Right after maxing this account and before starting the Super Chocobo World Series, I had this initial goal to instantly go for the Champion's Cape. As is expected, I started grinding out these scrolls, but never really had somewhere to put them into a video, so I've kind of just held on to this footage for a significant amount of time now. I didn't want to get the whole Champion's Cape once actually starting this series, and I figured I'd leave the last 4 scrolls for these elite tasks. I still need the Imp Scroll, Lesser Demon, Hobgoblin, and Earth Warrior. To make this more of an elite task, I want to spice things up a bit and hunt for the scroll in a more unique and interesting manner. Let's do some Zamorak God Wars. To enter the Zami God Wars dungeon room, you have to kill 40 creatures which are aligned with Zamorak. Fortunately, one of them is the very low combat level imps and they don't teleport, and this is actually one of the most efficient ways to grind out the kill count. That means per trip of Zami, I'll be killing these 40 imps, and since I'm not very good at PVM and can hardly flick, I would say my average trips only are like 3.5 to 4 kills. Therefore, every Zami kill is about 10 imps per kill, if that makes sense. As a bonus, the Ranger in Krill's room is actually a Lesser Demon, so we'll have a 1 in 5,000 chance of actually getting the Lesser Demon scroll as well. That one's a little bit less likely though, but you never know. But that would be very surprising. I at least want to get 100 Krill kills during this grind, and if we don't have the scroll by then, maybe we'll think of doing something else. 1, 2. Wait, what? Yo, what the? What is that lag, man? I am pissed. Holy. Ooh, maybe not. Very nice kill. Beautiful. That's a free one. What the? I got a Sapphire at 50. Ah. Oh! Yes! We got one! Yes, 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 yes! Hell yeah! I knew he'd get something today. Yes! God Sword Shard 2. We'll take it. Alright. There we go. Look at that. 2 items. I've never actually even looked in the Zami one before. 89 kill count. I'm happy with this, though. Hell yeah. Hey, kill number 100, by the way. Cool. And this is the reason why I'm not a big fan of Krill. His special attack hits you through prayer, as well as smites you, plus his 2 minions that can hit you, add up to a total combo of 86. So you always have to eat above that. And as you can see here, I just quickly got hit to 34 hit points. That mage could have hit me a 16 instead of a 1, which would have put me into the teens, of course, in terms of HP left, and that is not a comfy number to sit at all. Fortunately, no Krill uniques yet. I've only had that Godsword Shard 2 from a minion, so still looking to get that, but our first task is complete. I just got 167 more Greater Demons, though, really fast after that first task, so not complaining too much. And don't you worry, those imps are still getting killed in the background, just haven't had any luck yet on that champion scroll. You know, it's pretty troll. I actually saw Old Nate Blue get this champion scroll not too long ago from an imp while I was watching his stream after I had just ended mine, so yeah, I was a little tilted there, but yeah, hopefully we can get one soon. I messed up. It's gonna hit me again. Oh! Yes! 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 Woo! Oh! Yes! Hell yeah! Oh yes! Oh, that's an item! That's an item! For those of you wondering why this is such a good thing for my account, I actually needed one of these for Corp in the future, so it's very good to get a second one. If you remember my very first spear, which I got at either 49 or 47 kill count, I forget, I turned that into a Dragon Hunter Lance, and you can't reverse that, so now that I have the second spear, we are set. Of course, I still would like to get a Dragon Warhammer as well as Bandos Godsword, but at least we got the Z-Spear out of the way. That's better than nothing. Did I kill it? Oh, I didn't. Good thing I tellied there. He spec'd me, by the way. That is why you telly. Oh! Oh no! Number 3! Oh! Number 3! Thank you, Mutts, for the RNG, buddy. And this will conclude my Zammy for this episode. I think I killed a little bit over 1,000 imps during this whole video, which is kind of nice, but it's time to try and boost out some other kill counts in some other areas to try and get those champion scrolls. And I'll come back to Zammy in the future, of course, but we'll wait until we actually roll them as a task. I just finished episode 6, and it's pretty late at night, and I think it's time to try and sneak in the Earth Warrior Champion Scroll, which is in the Wildies, so we'll have to be sneaky, but we'll try and get it. I'm not going to spend too long here, but every night I'll do it for a little bit. What the heck is this, dude? There's so many peers here. Well, little did they know I was in the Earth Warriors, but what the hell? It sucks that this is in the wilderness, and these are the on-average slowest kills per hour you can get, so I might switch to melee eventually here just because, but I don't know. I don't really like Earth Warriors, so I'll probably just keep hopping around all of the different monsters until I eventually get a champion scroll. Looking back, I think this guy needed to do a clue, but I was absolutely terrified because he just stood there and it looked like he was up to no good, so enough Earth Warriors for today. Not too sure why there are so many PKers out, but let's try some lesser demons now because, yeah, I don't want to actually run into somebody there that can attack me. Now we'll try for the Imp Scroll. I know that I can do this with 2 different locations using a cannon. I'll set one up at the Chasm of Fire and just have it blasting all those little imps that spawn around there, as well as I'll just kill the ones near the Arty Monastery, and every once in a while I'll have to teleport back to the Chasm of Fire to go and collect all of those drops, and hopefully in my chat box it shows up if I get the Imp Scroll. The most efficient Imp Scroll method used to be to set up your cannon at the Sand Crabs and then do the Arty Monastery. However, that was never updated around the Host Sidious rework, and I don't really think it's worth it anymore because imps just get stuck behind these trees and stuff way too often. Definitely is not as good as it used to be. I think it's time to head back to Hobgoblins, seeing as I'm over 6,000 dry there. Although I am 3,000 dried imps, it's still not really, I don't know, I feel like I should finish the ones that I've already started and then come back to these guys, but let's hit these things first and hopefully get the champion scroll, which we won't because they're rare. Alright. Huge spoiler, I don't really want to include too many Hobgoblin clips since there's really nothing I can get here, but I actually am over 12,000 Hobgoblins dry as of recording this clip. And that is pretty ridiculous. It is by far the most dry on any champion scroll I've gone so far, and hopefully the most dry I'll ever go. Thankfully it's not Earth Warriors, but Still, it's kind of annoying. I've gone through so many cannonballs. Luckily, I have to spend so much time editing these videos. I actually make quite a bit of cannonballs, so yeah, not too long. First 6 kills of the day. I am in here all the time. The reason Oh! We already got it! We already got it! Legit, I think I did 10. Not even 10. And that concludes world number 3, a well-deserved completion. A huge thank you as always to Kate for making this whole series possible. Without her, none of this amazing art would be here, and frankly, the series would not be nearly what it is today without her support. Make sure to give her a follow on Instagram and Twitter. The links to that will be in the description below. If you'd like to stay up to date as well as maybe get a little bit ahead in terms of the art, that is a great way to do so. She posts all of the stuff before it's actually in my videos. Also, a huge thank you to my Patreons, FX, Joseph, Original Burnt, Cameron, Drogo, and Tapan. Sorry if I pronounced the last one wrong. If you'd like to support the channel, I strongly recommend checking out my Patreon. That's definitely a good way to do so, as well as checking out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Chocobo. Also, if you made it this far, Group Ironman was officially announced at RuneFest, and I'm very interested in that game mode release. So expect more content in the future in regards to that. If you have any suggestions on what type of series I should do for that, feel free to leave me a comment down below. As always, if you could leave a like on the video, that is very appreciated so more people can find this channel. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon with World 4. P.S. World 4 is the most dangerous world by far I think I'll ever do in this series, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. But yeah, let's just say very, very spooky. Bye!